Hey everyone, today's book of the day is I Am a Mini Entrepreneur, Math Superheroes Coach Toni and Mr. Roger by Dr. Tori Ellis and Danielle Corbin. It's Teacher Appreciation Week, so I'm so excited to read this book about two math teachers, Coach Toni and Mr. Roger, who are also math tutors. Check them out. Come on, let's go read the book of the day. I Am a Mini Entrepreneur, Math Superheroes with Coach Toni and Mr. Roger by Dr. Tori Ellis and Danielle Corbin. Everything has finally settled down from the holidays, and I'm getting back in the swing of things. All of my classes have been pretty easy, but I'm not feeling too confident with math this year. I get so confused about how to apply the math concepts to everyday life. As my business, the Love Boxes, grows, I'm using the basic math skills like adding and subtracting, but it's getting trickier as more orders come in. Kenzie and I have expanded the business to include t-shirts, hoodies, and capes. That way, everyone can be a superhero just like me. I reached out to the two educators I felt the most comfortable with about my dilemma, Aunt Belladonna and Amani's niece Tori, but I call her Dr. T. They both work together on many projects and businesses, so I thought this was another great way for them to collaborate. Dr. T is a doctor of psychology, which means she works with understanding the mind. When you think of it, they are my two women in science. We had a quick chat over the phone and immediately decided I should come by so we could brainstorm. Aunt Belladonna and Dr. T suggested I create a thinking map to figure out the steps I would take to find a solution to my math dilemma. Aunt Belladonna recommended her old colleague Coach Toni, and Dr. T recommended her friend Mr. Roger. To our surprise, they all knew each other. Such a small world. Aunt Belladonna taught across the hall from Coach Toni a few years ago. Coach Toni is a confident and talented math teacher who is passionate about educational equity. After having a fantastic math tutor, she always wanted to be a teacher and fell in love with being a math teacher. She even created a fun and easy way for students to learn their multiplication facts by combining math and music. On any given evening, you can see Aunt Belladonna and Coach Toni working late, planning performance tasks for math and science, grading papers, etc. They were the perfect math and science duo. Her young daughter Evie would join them on their late nights working while her dad went to work. Coach Toni always made sure Evie had educational activities to keep her occupied while they worked. One day, Aunt Belladonna overheard Evie humming what sounded like a multiplication song. Aunt Belladonna was speechless. Aunt Belladonna exclaimed, "Coach Toni, Evie isn't even one yet. How did she learn her multiplication table so quickly?" Coach Toni laughed and immediately played her song for Aunt Belladonna. They all smiled and listened while Evie hummed along. During one of the teacher development programs for the school district, the math and science duo met Mr. Roger. Mr. Roger is a motivated and enthusiastic teacher that provides everyday life examples to his math lessons, empowering them on ways to use their knowledge inside and outside of the classroom. He even tutors kids virtually and in person and uses his social media to get donations for purchases for his students who come from underserved communities. Mr. Roger was a student athlete in college who took the hard work, consistency, and dedication on the football field and applied it to education in the classroom. He fell in love with the teaching profession after he realized he was great at building relationships with students and doing the core duties of a teacher while being a mentor for a program in a middle school. He constantly works to show his students that his care for them doesn't end in the classroom and that they can do anything they put their minds to. Dr. T and Mr. Roger have known each other since college, and he has grown to be a longtime family friend. He even virtually tutors her nephews in math and has helped them understand and solve math equations above their grade level. Anytime they meet, they always check out the new sneakers they have purchased. True sneaker fanatics. Now that I have two great options for my math dilemma, how was I going to decide? I created a checklist to prioritize my steps and keep track of my progress. I had to use all of the tools I learned from Amani and the third principle of Kwanzaa, Ujima, to keep myself accountable. I decided to call Aunt Belladonna and Coach Toni first. During our telephone conversation, Aunt Belladonna suggested we all meet at her home lab and decide how we could work together. Within days, we all sat down together to come up with a plan. Not only did I need help in math, but so did Autumn, Naomi, Michael, and Kenzie. We could do a group session, I exclaimed. Coach Toni would help us with our multiplication facts, and Mr. Roger could connect them to everyday situations. Evie and Dr. T's daughter Yomi were also going to attend to work on their shapes and letters. Coach Toni came up with great ways to teach the babies and was going to share those tools with Dr. T. During our first group session, Coach Toni gave us the task of creating a dance routine to her multiplication song to post on our social media. The dance had to be catchy and easy to remember as we sang along to the music. Coach Toni gave some of her students this same task to incorporate motor and muscle memory. She figured it would be a complete physical and mental workout. We didn't realize we started memorizing our timetables as we sang and rehearsed the dance. Each time we practiced a new dance sequence to the song's words, we noticed how easily the words stuck in our minds. We were completely blown away. Aha! Motor and muscle memory, we exclaimed. 2 2's 4, throw up the 4 fingers when you jump. Mr. Roger thought this was a great idea as well. He recorded and edited the lesson so that other students could join in on the new challenge. During our second group session, he added his own activity using those multiplication facts for us to apply to our businesses. He used the Love Boxes business as our first example, and we had to calculate our inventory and shipping costs. Mr. Rogers stated this question: if you had 15 items, 5 love boxes, 4 t-shirts, 4 hoodies, and 2 capes, how would you show this in a pie chart? With the help of Mr. Roger, Naomi took each item and drew a section in a blank chart. Now, if each item has a shipping cost of $2, how would you show your work? He asked. The rest of us took an item and multiplied it by 2. As we came to our solutions, things made more sense. We continued to practice with additional problems to master our skills. We celebrated with Aunt Belladonna's famous happy dance with each answer right. When we would take a break during our weekly group sessions, we would go into Evie and Yomi's room to help Coach Toni and Dr. T. Aunt Belladonna thought this was an excellent way to grow and strengthen our social-emotional learning skills. She even considered us as future youth mentors for one of the businesses she created with Dr. T called the Mindfulness and STEAM Youth Mentorship Program. We were so excited. I immediately called my mom to ask her to put together a special thank you for Aunt Belladonna, Dr. T, Coach Toni, and Mr. Roger. After a few months of tutoring, we put on a graduation ceremony to showcase our dance to Coach Toni's multiplication song and our updated grades from our end of semester reports. To start the ceremony right, we each grabbed some herbs and vegetables from Aunt Belladonna's tower to make a big group salad and some tasty smoothies. Aunt Belladonna added her special sea moss gel to our smoothies to give us a kick of vitamins and replenish our energy. Before we could even head to the living room to showcase our grades, Kenzie let out a big scream. "Oh my goodness, you guys, our video went viral," Kenzie exclaimed. We all gathered around her phone to see the big news. Our dance was now completed by different people from all over the world. Everyone was so excited, we all broke out in a happy dance. This was perfect news to start our ceremony. One by one, we displayed our math grades to the group. We each passed with flying colors. Some of our teachers commented on how much improvement they saw in our work and mastery of the concepts. Mr. Roger even started to prepare us for harder math questions so we could now do equations above our grade level. We are geniuses. Coach Toni and Mr. Roger were proud of our hard work. They decided to join in on the new recording of the dance. Autumn and I tried to get Aunt Belladonna and Dr. T to join in as well. They refused immediately. However, I had a little trick up my sleeve to get them to say yes. Ding dong! The doorbell rang just in time. My mom came to Aunt Belladonna's home lab just in time with the surprises. During our months of tutoring, my mom and I created capes for Aunt Belladonna, Coach Toni, Mr. Roger, and Dr. T for all their hard work. Naomi, Kenzie, Michael, and Autumn wrote thank you cards to go along with the capes. Now Mr. Roger, Coach Toni, Dr. T, and Aunt Belladonna can be the superheroes we see them as. They were so shocked and excited, we got to see the big kid come out of them. Aunt Belladonna and Dr. T agreed to do the dance, but only if the four of them wore their capes. That was perfect. To their surprise, we all had our capes to match and even baby capes for Evie and Yomi. The music blasted through the speakers, our capes swung from side to side, and laughter filled the room. This was the best video yet. The biggest lesson we learned was that a superhero lives in everyone, especially those who feed our minds and push us to surpass our limitations. Never be afraid to put your cape on. The end. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.